The Supreme Court also has fixed February 6 for the final judgment in the long-drawn legal battle over the authenticity of the senatorial candidate of the All Progressives Congress for Yobe North Senatorial District. Entangled in the legal battle for the senatorial ticket are the incumbent Senate President Ahmed Lawan and Bashir Machina. Justice Chima Onweze, who presided over a 5-man panel of justices of the court, fixed the date after taking arguments from counsel of both parties. APC, which is rooting for Senate President Ahmed Lawan as its senatorial candidate, filed the appeal against the judgment of the Federal High Court and Court of Appeal, which held Bashir Machina as the party's candidate. Now, joining me to discuss the Supreme Court's judgment is political affairs analyst Segun Shokwiton. Many thanks for joining me on the news, Segun. Now, this is the second time Emmanuel Bwacha will be sacked as the APC governorship candidate for Taraba State on the grounds that he did not comply with the electoral law, and now the court has ordered for a fresh election to be held. Now, could this move affect the chances of the APC?
Well, it definitely will. I mean, let's not forget that the gubernatorial elections will hold on March 11th, which is just a little more than a month from now. So they really don't have time to do this. And in any case, I don't think that the Electoral Act 2022 that this election is being run on will allow for any other action on the part of the APC in terms of trying to replace Bwacha, Senator Emmanuel Bwacha. You know, there is a deadline for submission of the names of candidates and a deadline for substitution of those candidates in the event that there are issues, legal battles, and whatever else might happen. And as we all know, both deadlines have passed. We are now in the final running towards the elections. There is no way that the APC can conduct primaries to replace Bwacha. So, in my view, I stand to be corrected. Maybe the legal practitioners may know better, but in my view, based on the Electoral Act, the APC has lost the election before it has even been held. You know, because what this means is that they don't have a candidate in that election. So they will get votes, but people that know better and the other parties in that election will take full advantage of this and ensure that the electorate are aware that there is no candidate for that party. Remember that this is not a new scenario. In the 2019 elections, Zamfara State was lost to the PDP on similar grounds. Rivers State, the APC suffered a similar fate in Rivers State, so where the party lost those elections without even participating in them. So this would not be the first time that we're seeing this, and I think that the APC is out of that election as it stands.
Now, on another judgment by the Supreme Court, the case between Bashir Machina and Senate President Ahmed Lawan on the rightful candidate for the APC Yobe North senatorial ticket has been fixed for February 6 for final judgment. Now, how do you think this will pan out?
Well, I mean, this is Nigeria, and we know that a lot of times a lot of things happen under the table that determine final outcomes in cases, you know, judicial or indeed any other sector of the Nigerian society. So I would not be surprised if the Senate President eventually wins this case, and because in any case the APC actually wants him. It's the APC that is actually pushing this case, not even him as a person. And the reason for that is not particularly far-fetched. We all know that Senate President Ahmed Lawan contested in the primaries for the presidency around about the same time that the primaries for the senatorial seats were done. You know, so what has happened is he's lost out on the senatorial seats, lost out in the presidential primaries, and the party is trying to compensate him. So I think that he'll probably scale through this hurdle and will continue to operate in the Senate. But then, you know, you never can tell. We might see a surprise. I think it's important to just note that for our political actors, they should understand that the season of impunity will come to an end one day in Nigeria. Our politicians are used to playing games with the destiny and and the lives of the electorate. And I think that they should understand that this will not continue forever. So I hope that the cause of justice will be served in these two cases, and that
well, many thanks for joining me on the news, for your time and your contribution. Political affairs analyst Segun Sopitan.